So today's topic is prion, which is a misfolded protein or a proteinaceous infectious agent, disease-causing agent, which is abnormally folded. Proteinaceous infection particles, and it is devoid of nucleic acid, and it was discovered by Prusner, Dr. Stanley B. Prusner, and for this in 1997 Prusner was awarded Nobel Prize in the medicine. And these infectious agents are unconventional because they are devoid of nucleic acid. They don't have nucleic acid, only these are infectious protein particles which causes disease. And coming to the properties of prions, these are non-immunogenic, and they do not produce immune response in their host, and generally these are rapidly progressive and always causes for fatal disease. And their characteristic lesion is spongiform degeneration. What is spongiform degeneration? It causes vacuolation in the nervous tissue and neuronal death. And it also leads to the proliferation of the astrocytes and microglia in brain and spinal cord. Astrocytes are the star-shaped glial cells. Glial cells means they are non-neuronal cells which provide supports, and they do not produce electrical impulses. And microglia are macrophage-like cells in the CNS, and they are considered for the immune defense. And these are extremely resistant to inactivation by heating, chemicals, ultraviolet and gamma irradiation, and they are stable for a wide range of the pH. And so generally alcohols and aldehydes are used for the disinfection or treating. And if the prions are treated with alcohol and aldehyde, they fix the protein and they stabilize rather than inactivating these agents. And for the inactivation, autoclaving at a temperature of 132 degrees centigrade is recommended, but it also does not ensure the prior inactivation. And for the inactivation of the prions, higher concentration of the sodium hypochlorite, chloride, or hot solution of sodium hydroxide is considered to inactivate. So prion is a protein, and actually the normal protein is PRPC, which is cellular isoform of the prion protein, and it is present especially in higher concentration in neurons and follicular dendritic cell, and its abnormal isoform is called PRPSC, and this abnormal isoform is responsible for the disease. So in the prion infected cases, only the conformation of the protein changes and the size is variable. This picture shows the normal and scrappy protein. See, in this picture, normal protein is in amino acid in alpha helix, and in diseased prions, alpha helix are less and beta helix is formed. Alpha and beta helix are the secondary structure of the protein. And so in prion protein, beta helix is more, and these abnormal folding of the prions protein leads to the brain damage and the characteristic signs and symptoms of the disease. And these are responsible for the neurodegenerative diseases in humans and animals. So the prion proteins suggest that these prions are derived from a native glycoprotein. Glycoprotein is normally present in the body, and which becomes abnormal and produces prion diseases. And if after proteinase K digestion, they formed amyloid fibrils, which is visible by the microscopy. Proteinase K It is a enzyme which is used to digest the protein, and uh, and when these are digested, they form amyloid fibrils. Amyloid fibrils, what is this? Means the protein or peptide aggregates in the brain tissue due to the degeneration, and these can be visualized by electron microscopy. So the structure of prion protein, two isoform, as told, one is the normal prion protein or native glycoprotein, and it is present in the neurons and the lymphocytes, and which is having a role in the cell signaling and cell adhesion. And these are having alpha helix, more alpha helix than the beta sheet. But when it gets abnormally folded, it is called a scrappy prion protein, and it causes disease and have more beta sheets, and they are resistant to the proteases, and these accumulates in the cytoplasmic vesicles, particularly in the lysosome. So how the formation of the prion proteins occurs? It is having different factors. One is that it may be initiated from following the exposure to the external source of the PRPST, usually by the ingestion. Means that if externally through the contaminated um, uh, prion disease infected animals, if the ingestion is done, then it causes randomly spontaneous conversion of the native PRPC to prion protein can occur, or sometimes mutation in the gene also causes the configuration change in the protein. So thus in this prion protein, species barrier is also there, means the resistance of some species to infection by prion derived from the another species. Means if the one species are affected, then it may not cause disease in the other species. So these are having species barrier. And how the diseases are distinguished, these diseases are having long incubation period, and the causes spongiform changes in the neuronal nervous tissue, and characterized by the neuronal loss and failure to induce inflammatory response. And these prion proteins causes different types of the diseases, and these are known as scrapie in sheep, bovine spongiform encephalopathy in bovine, feline spongiform encephalopathy, transmissible mink encephalopathy, Kuru and Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease in humans. So in different species, disease condition is differently known. Coming to the bovine spongiform encephalopathy, this is commonly known as, also known as mad cow disease, and usual exposure time is after onset of the disease occurs after 4 to 5 years of the after exposure, and it is a neurodegenerative disease of the cattle, and it is transmitted through the consumption of BSE contaminated meat or bone meal which is supplemented in the cattle feed. These are of two types, classical or atypical form. Classical bovine spongiform encephalitis, it occurs through the consumption of the contaminated feed, and atypical BSE is uh, referred as naturally or sporadically occurring form, and it is believed that it is present or it occurs in all cattle population in very low rate, but it is identified only in older cattle. And what will be the symptoms? Hyperthesia with kicking during the milking. Hyperthesia means increase or abnormal increase in the sensitivity to the stimuli of the sense. Either it may be touch, smell, sight, which means the all the senses. Reduced milk yield, abnormal behavior, abnormal posture, and it may also cause weight loss, hind limb ataxia, trouble walking, and in the later course of the disease, cow becomes unable to move, and disease is fatal after a clinical course of 2 to 3, or it may go up to 1 year also. How it can be diagnosed? It can be diagnosed by the histopathology, means the microscopic examination, which shows the degeneration. Immunohistochemical techniques, Western blot. Western immunoblot is a technique for the detection of the specific protein. And how the disease can be prevented? Not allowing the older animals to enter to the full food supply, or disallowing the certain products in the animal food, means because of the ingestion of the contaminated meat, it occurs, a bone meal. So these can be stopped to feed to the cattle to prevent the diseases. Next is scrapie, which is a disease, prawn disease in adult sheep and goat, and also it is also fatal or neurological disease, and it occurs worldwide except in Australia and New Zealand. In these countries, disease is not reported, and this is also caused by the prion protein. And what are the modes for the infection? Either it may occur through the ingestion, or through the superficial abrasion, or it may get transmitted from the Eve to the lambs. So coming to the pathogenesis, after natural infection, generally the prion protein is first detected in the tissue of the lymphoreticular system, including the spleen, palatine, tonsil, or retropharyngeal or mesenteric lymph nodes. And these lymph nodes replication occurs in the follicular dendritic cell, and if it occurs through the ingestion, then infection is initiated in the gut lymphoid tissue, and then from there it moves to the central nervous system, and there it causes neuronal or neuropil vacuolation. What is the neuropil? Neuropil is the interwoven or dense network of the nerve fibers and their branches, and there also causes astrogliosis, and with the accumulation of the prion proteins in the CNS. So what will be the clinical symptoms? It is having a long incubation period. It's a characteristic of all the prion diseases, and incidence is seen between 3 to 4 years of the age. Initially, the affected animals will have restlessness, and nervous symptoms will be seen, particularly after the sudden noise or the movement, and the fine tremors of the head and neck in coordination with the tendency to exhibit jerky movement are the characteristic symptoms for the disease. It also causes pruritus, means intense itching, and this may lead to the loss of the wool. And in some affected pigs, nibbling reflexes can be seen, means they scratch the back, and this disease progression leads to the emaciation, and death generally occurs within the 6 months of the onset of the clinical symptoms. So after once the disease symptoms are seen, generally it becomes fatal and death is seen within 6 months. So diagnosis, clinical symptoms are the histopathological examination of the CNS, and what will be the characteristic symptoms? Lesions will be seen, neuronal vacuolation and the degeneration will be seen, vacuolar changes in the neuropil and astrocytosis, particularly in the medulla region will be seen, and no obvious inflammatory response is seen. For the prion proteins, immunohistochemical staining can be done. Immunoblotting can be done to detect the proteinase K resistant prion protein. As I told that these proteins are resistant to proteinase K. And the electron microscopy can be done to detect the scrapie associated fibrils, which is deposited in the CNS. Coming to its control, strict quarantine procedure is required to prevent the introduction of the disease. Slaughter policies means that if the animals are infected, they are slaughtered to control the disease, and the control policy involving the flock certification and the movement restriction means the if from new flock is introduced, it should be certified that these are free from the scrapping, and the movement of the infected animals should be restricted. They should not be mixed with the non-infected flock, and the breeding scrappy resistant sheep. It is considered that some sheep are highly susceptible for the scrappy, and some sheep breed are relatively resistant to the scrapping. So I'm putting here one example, like a Suffolk sheep is highly susceptible. These are considered as the susceptible sheep breed for the scrappy, and Cheviots are the relatively resistant breed. So the if we should encourage to the rearing of the scrappy resistant breeds, and these all can control the scrappy in the sheep flock. So this concludes the topic. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.